Welcome to the fourth official episode of The Six. I am your host, Donovan Sharp. We're going to go ahead and get right to the introductions here. So today's topic is going to be why have so many men given up on relationships with women? We're going to talk about why that is. We're going to talk about some solutions that we might deal with here in 2020. And a lot of guys think that they have solutions, but those solutions are for back in the 1950s. Women are not the same as women are the same as they were back in the 1950s, but they have now been given free reign. The sexual marketplace has been completely deregulated, and because of that, bitches are running amok. So that is what today's show is going to be about. But before we get started, let's go ahead and introduce tonight's esteemed panel. First and foremost, the man of Miami, the fittest man I know, actually, other than my own brother, Myron the Man Gaines. What's going on, bro?
What's up, Donovan? How are you, man? Glad to be here.
Doing good, man. Doing good. Doing real good, man. What's the weather like? Is it still soupy down there? Is it humid?
We just got a thunderstorm, like literally 10 minutes ago, but we're good now. You know, as usual, it rains for 10 minutes and then it stops and then it gets humid as hell and everyone's hair gets messed up.
Yeah, that sounds like Florida. Next up, out there in mid-America in Chi-Town, we got Minister Jab. Jab, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Man, what's good, Donovan, man? Appreciate you having me on, man. Shit crazy out here right now.
What's going on out there in Chi-Town, man?
Man, they just started opening the clubs back up and shit.
Shit.
But you got a bunch of bitches walking around with COVID masks. So, you know, it's kind of like I will say this, man. The COVID mask has really helped a lot of these black bitches because they looking like they got some of the prettiest eyes I've ever seen. So, you know, we're gonna have to make this mask thing a little bit permanent. It's turning a lot of 4s and 8s.
Shit,
fucking burger.
Have that.
Keep the mask on.
Oh shit. Yeah, let's keep the mask on. But still, let me get that head though. Next up, coming out of the ATL, the best dressed man on the panel and probably the best smelling too is Kevin Samuels. Kevin, how you doing, man?
I am well. I'm well. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, man. You have actually started to carve out a niche, my friend. You are drawing like 1,500, 2,000 live viewers a night. What's going on with that, man?
You know, just responding to me like tonight. A lot of folks want to know how to get this thing done as far as finding a woman, getting a woman. Women want to understand what men are thinking. Here's what really happened. Guys have always been there. But now with this COVID thing, a lot of women have spent that 30, 60, 90 days alone, and they're realizing that bullshit they were taught don't make nobody appear next to them in the bed. So they're looking for answers. And Steve Harvey, Derek Jackson, all of them, they can sell them books and shit, but there are no men in the audience. Women are coming to where the men are, and the men are over on the red pill truth side of things. And that's really what's starting to happen because now they're tuning in and listening, i.e. like you. You have more women responding to you than probably any time in the previous 3 years. Has the baseline of the content or information changed?
Not really.
No, they're just now finally paying attention because the game has slowed down, and now they got to pay attention. So that's kind of what's happening.
Good stuff, man. Shout out to Daniel Lundstrom, who is the newest member here at TSR Towers. He now has chat privileges. Again, guys, any super chat you send in will be split evenly 6 ways. If you guys want the ability to chat, just become a member, $4 per month plus tax, as somebody once famously told me. Get the show on the road. Next up in the NYC, Mr. Lucario. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
What's good, people? What's popping? Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody on the panel. I mean, the game is going to be so heavy today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking forward to it. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm with you, man. And last but not least, special guest out there in Houston, Texas, or near Houston, Texas, Steve the Dean Williams, man. Listen, man, I haven't been on with you. It feels like in about a year and a half. How are things going down there at the Williams family compound?
No, everything's good, man. Thanks for having me on, brother.
He clearly has the smoothest voice of anyone.
All right.
Good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing started.
Try to have my shit myself.
You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit. I can't, like, I've never had that smooth voice, so I have to be like the outgoing, gregarious guy. That's always how I've done it. So let's go ahead and get this. Let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to go around the panel and just give me your opening soliloquy on why so many men have given up on relationships. Do you think that these reasons are valid? What reasons are you hearing, seeing, etc.? Myron, what is your take on just your overall broad brush view on why mainly American men have given up on relationships with women?
So I'll tell you guys from the Miami perspective, because I'm down here, and obviously down here, you see hot girls all over the place. If you got your stuff together, you're not going to want to settle. You know what I mean? Especially if you're a higher value guy. And then on top of that, when you're in Miami, you see the bad side of female nature. You know what I'm saying? So it's very difficult for you to like know these truths. Because here's the thing. I've hooked up with a bunch of girls that like, you know, I find out after the fact that they had a serious boyfriend or married or whatever it may be. And these things, it kind of like etches in your memory and you're like, oh my God, this is how things really go down. And it's very difficult for you to commit to girls knowing that this is what goes down in these vacation cities. So for me, I'm just like, nah, man, I'm not going to settle, because you know what is out there for you. And then on top of that, we all know that marriage is set up for you to fail in the West. So it's like there's almost zero incentive for a guy that has his stuff together to settle down, because let's also face it. A lot of girls are not long-term relationship material. That's right. Just the you know, feminism, the left side has basically like instilled in women that the fundamentals behaviors that make them good candidates for relationships should not be demonstrated. What I mean by that is like, if you tell a girl, hey, can you cook? She's going to look at you like, oh, you're a misogynist. You know what I mean? Or, hey, do you clean? Oh, no. What, do you think I'm your servant? And it's like, okay, that's cool. That's okay that you want to have these beliefs, but understand that there's consequences to thinking like that. And most high value guys are not going to commit to you if you can't cook, you don't clean, you don't have some time with domestic skills. And like girls could say all they want. Oh, I want to be, I want to enter the workforce and all that. That's fine, but you have to deal with the consequences of that, which is you're not going to have that high of relationship market value, and guys aren't going to commit to you, especially guys that have their stuff together financially, because men don't look to women for provisioning and security the same way women look to men for that. So that's just my little summary right there.
Excellent. Let me just add to that quickly. There are so many women who have no idea that sexual market value is not the same as relationship market value. There are a lot of girls out there that have extremely high sexual market value. They got the big tits, the matching ass, they got the belly button rings and all that, but they suck as people, right? They suck as people. All they don't really know how to cook outside of like maybe a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and wonder why can't I be in a relationship? Well, just because he wants to fuck you, sweetie, doesn't mean he wants to commit. Big thanks goes out to Mr. Couch, the free agent, with the big $60 super chat. I appreciate that. Grown Man Business with the $15 super chat says, salute to the all-star panel, especially Jappa, who should easily have well over 100,000 subs. Hashtag grown man facts, hashtag men first. So, Jap, let me come to you. And I agree. I think you should definitely have 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to own that too. The reason why I don't have 100,000 subs by now is because of my mouth. Hopefully I can correct that. But what is your take on why today's men are giving up completely on any sort of long, mid-term relationships with women? Why do you think that is?
I think that like this conversation in general, and this dilemma is really for those type of men that are progressive. You know, you gotta have your shit in order to even have this conversation, to even be exercising this option of doing away with the relationship aspect of it. Because you got a lot of guys who want a woman, and then you got guys who need a woman. You know what I'm saying? And the guys who don't need a woman, it's gonna show.
Oh, sorry.
It's gonna show. I mean, we got options. And now these women of today have made themselves so easy that they devalued the dating game, just how easy it is to have sex with them now. Like they're really not of value like that to a valuable man. So I always tell my followers, you know, keep a lot of these bitches in recreational use status. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, you know, because like it's you want to have your fun. I'm not telling nobody to not fuck with no women. You know what I mean? But the whole companionship thing and all that, in this day and time, this batch of women have killed that. They've killed chivalry, and they're not trustworthy enough to be trying to have that whole companionship thing. It's really every man for themselves. Get out here and get it, but don't trust these bitches, because in the end, they're going to take you for your shit. And it's just a bad business deal, especially in the marriage sense, you know what I'm saying? Because they've done away with the traditions. They don't want to be traditional women. So that's not an incentive for a man to even want to sign up for it in this day and time.
Good. Well said, man. And by the way, I would be putting your YouTube channel and your Instagram and Twitter, but YouTube blocks it every time, man. Dude, it's funny as shit. This has been marked as spam. YouTube rejected. This is.
Jap, I've told him Jap is actually Minister Jap has been blackballed at the algorithm level. I've told you that 2 years ago.
God damn, I can't even put this nigga's link in the.
I'm gonna change my name to Japalutha Kane.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, it'll take about 5 minutes to figure that out, but hey, it's worth a try, right?
Yeah.
Cowdentis with the $5 super chat says the real question is what do these women bring to the relationship other than a busted up uterus? But I'll be great with the $10 super chat. We appreciate that. OG Hot Rod is the newest member of TSR Towers. I appreciate the support there. Justin March says shout out to the six, hashtag church checkin, hashtag CIA, hashtag Don DeMarco. Let's go to Kevin Samuels here, man. What is your take on why men, by a mass exodus, why men have given up on relationships with women outside of just sex?
Well, something I've kind of discovered over the last several years. Women's expectation of average men is so unrealistic that most guys know that they can never reach them. I'll give you an example. If you watch my show over the last 30, 60 days, you will hear woman after woman after woman, all 95% say they want to be stay-at-home wives, have 3 children, not have to work to pay significant bills after she's pregnant with the first child through the rest of her life, want a middle-class lifestyle in some sort of a gated type community, driving a 4-door foreign sedan, all kids have cars, take trips to Paris, and I'm not kidding. And that used to be women that were 8s, 9s, and then the rarefied 10s. No, we're talking about women who are average 4s, 5s, and 6s, who are wanting above average men. It is one of my most viewed videos of the last 3 weeks, why average women want above average men. So if you're a guy, you know this about women, and you see that women are walking away, monkey branching left and right because this guy's a little taller, he has a little bit more. They're always waiting. So as a man, you can say, I can only be this tall. I can only be this fit. With my particular skill sets and my ability, I can only make this much. And that's still not enough to get an average woman. So a lot of guys have just said, not even worth a try.
Wow. Sounds to me like we're all sort of agreeing on the whole juice isn't worth the squeeze thing. I never thought I'd be actually saying that out of my own mouth. Jesus Christ. Big thanks goes out to Charlie McIntyre, who just became a member. I appreciate the support. Colonel Sanders the 16th, who was in on my Sunday webinar this afternoon, says, hey, Donovan, asked the chick out. She said she had a boyfriend. I acted like it didn't matter, but she insisted, but she blushed and rolled her eyes. Yeah. Hashtag bitches be bitches. Shima Holmes with the $2 super chat says, Kevin with the suit. Lovely as usual. Yeah, Kevin is definitely clean. Like every time Kevin comes on to the show, I'm underdressed. Like, listen, I'm wearing aqua to show, right? Like I smell good, but I need to look the way I smell. Mario, what is your take on the state of the sexual marketplace? Why men, high value and low value, seem to be checking out of anything resembling a long-term relationship? What are your thoughts?
See, I mean, to keep it real, I think what it is a lot of guys who have issues with this are really guys who their game is pretty weak. I'm gonna just say that.
There you go.
And the reason why I say that is because a relationship is not really a problem to most men who have game. You understand? Because most men who have game create the type of relationships they want. Yep. They find the women who they want to be in relationships with, and the ones who aren't worth it, they don't even really pay them no mind, or they don't take them seriously.
Wow.
So the dude, a lot of times when dudes have issues with relationships, so they're like, well, I'm giving up on this, I'm giving up on that, is because it's a problem. It's too much of a challenge. It's too hard for them. And so they're like, damn, well, all these chicks out here are, because for example, you have 2 guys. One guy is going to say, yo, these chicks out here are crazy. They fucked up. They, I don't want to curse. I'm trying to clean up your stuff. These girls is crazy. They messed up. They, they're all over the place. They take advantage of you, right? Then you have another guy that says, yo, these women won't leave me alone. They just giving me the sex. They treating me good, they cooperating, they giving me money, food, all of that. And both those guys are right. Both of them. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But the thing is, one of them is living this reality, the other is living that reality. One has game, one doesn't. You feel what I'm saying? So that's my take on, like some of the situations that's going on out here with these guys. You know what I mean?
Wow, very well put, man. Yeah, I think a lot of guys don't want to admit, as tough as it is with women, they have unrealistic expectations, inflated sense of self-worth. Some guys just don't want to do what's hard. Listen,
Right.
if it were easy, then everybody would do it, right? And we always talk about, oh, pussy's not worth it. Listen, it's worth it enough to the point to where we have shows about it. We can, it's almost like us. It's so funny. Girls love to say, well, we don't need men. No, you do need men. You just don't want to need men.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Like men, we want to have sex with beautiful women. It's not something we want necessarily to be able to want. But this is just how we're made. I think we just need to admit that.
Right.
French with the £5 British super chat says 6 times 15 push-ups as I listen. Shouts out to you all. Lucario opened up my mind a while back as to how I approach relationships, and I am happier now. So Lucario is out here changing motherfuckers' lives, man. Good shit. Chris Von Erich with the $50 super chat says a wise man once said, "Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks." Big shout out to the
Shout out to Chris.
We have the all-star panel in the house. Listen, 1,200 people watching. Let's get those likes up. Charles Reinhardt with the $100 super chat says, question for the Kings panel. Do you think men leaving relationships is going to force women to really look at themselves and conform due to their loneliness? Steve, I'm going to come to you at this one. Because listen, when Steve starts shaking his head when he's not talking, we already know what's going on. Steve,
I like
this question, man. What you got?
Can I answer the first question first?
Yeah, go ahead.
First off, thank you for having me on. But
Of course.
one of the biggest problems with a lot of guys out there, and Lucario kind of took my thunder, is that a lot of guys, what they've done is they've given up on their name, their authenticity, and who they are as men, and they begin to make everything about women. And what they do is they try to be hard. They try harder to be somebody else and to listen to somebody else and take on what somebody else's life is or how someone else sees women instead of judging instead of judging every woman on how she treats him. So what they do is they go out in a shadow box, and then, like Lucario was saying, they run up into a woman who already has met him. See, a lot of guys don't realize these women know the game more than most of these guys do, because most guys are fearful, scared, and make excuses about women. So the problem is that they're always going to keep chasing their tail until they stop and start learning who they are as a man and start living on their terms in their life. Now, but the question is, do guys think men are leaving? Well, here's the problem. You can leave all you want. She doesn't care. I for some reason, y'all think women care about y'all. Women don't care about you. I'm not trying to be the a-hole, but the thing is, she knows you already. So when she wants to call you for a ride, putting up her Christmas lights, being a shoulder to cry on, going to fix something, she'll call you and you'll be a phone call away. Whereas the guys on this panel who stand on their name, they're not doing that. They're going to want to sleep with these guys versus use them for things.
Very well.
Steven, speaking facts, man. Girls will save you as like ride, Uber, food.
Yep.
They literally will save your name in there as like what you provide to them, man. Or you know what I mean? So that's very true.
Well, listen, they objectify us, so we need to objectify them. And this is actually sort of a game tip. To keep yourself from becoming emotionally attached to a woman that you're having sex with, don't put her in your phone as her name. If her name is Christina, think about what body part you like the best about Christina. Big tits. Think about the sexual acts. Oh, she gave me anal in the first night. Oh, she swallowed my load. Swallower 1, swallower 2. That's a good thing. That way, when you're getting a text message, oh, she swallowed on the first night. I wonder if I can get some head tonight, instead of thinking, oh, Christina texted me. I hope she likes me. No, you don't have to worry about that.
To piggyback off of what Lucario was saying, there's two ways you can look at that, though. Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, certain dudes want to opt out of relationships because they may not have a game and they can't control the situation. The situation's not going how they want. But there's people who are opting out of being with these bitches in this sense, because you got to understand that a thinking man wants to benefit. You know what I'm saying? And if these bitches don't have any type of benefit, you know what I'm saying, it's easy to dismiss them. You know what I'm saying? So most thinking man gonna say, okay, if I'm dealing with this bitch, is she worth a damn? You know what I'm saying? Right. And in most cases, if we put this shit on paper, a bitch's resume, the average bitch is not worth a damn to a man who's going to be something. Right. So that's why a lot of motherfuckers is putting them hoes to the side and using them for recreational use.
But Jab, what you're looking at, you're trying to say that these bitches. Oh, excuse me, damn, Jab, you got me cussing. Look, I don't know if we can cuss, man. You got me cussing, man.
Yeah, we can go now.
All right, damn, Jab, get around Jab. I cuss. No, Jab. Here's the problem. A lot of these guys want a perfect woman in a box. That's not going to happen. There's no June Cleaver. The days of June Cleaver and Harriet and
being Harriet,
yeah, all that. The good. That's gone. That was back when women had fathers to watch over them. That's gone. But the thing that we're looking at is, as men, we train women to see if they work.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Right.
But see, you got to train the trainable. And like,
that's true too.
You know, we're not looking for perfection, but cooperation is the best way to start. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like what Donovan had. He got his situation. She's cooperating. She's on board. She does what he needs to get done. That's a benefit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dudes will have to, if you took that strategy with every average woman, you'll be stressed out. You know what I'm saying? Because trying to train the untrainable, first of all, a woman got to
right, but that's what you don't train the untrainable. You only train the trainable.
But if you try, you're gonna frustrate yourself. So you gotta see something there, like, okay, I can work with this.
Mm-hmm.
He worked with it. Now she's fitting to his program. You know?
Right. I'll say this real quick.
That takes in the game. You're gonna have to sift through a heavy amount of hoes to find a motherfucker like that. You know what I'm saying? So
I just want to say this real quick.
Out here,
come on, Jab.
My bad.
No, I'll just say this real quick because Jab, Lucario, and Steve all hit it on the head. The reality is this: like Lucario's on the money. Like some of you guys can't get in a relationship because you just can't. Like you can't attract the women in the first place. So you're exiting the marketplace by default. You don't have a choice. You know what I mean? That's like that. Hey, you can't quit. You can't fire me because I quit. You know what I'm saying? And they never got the girls in the first place. But on the other hand, I see Jab's point and Steve's point as well, where you know you can get the girls, but you're deciding that you're like, fuck that, I don't want to commit in a relationship because like, and that's kind of like where I'm at because it's like I understand like Lucario and Steve are 100% right. Nowadays, that's what I was saying. A lot of girls have bad habits that are not conducive to a good long-term relationship. Right. So you have to train them. So a guy like me, I'm like, yo, there's mad hot girls in Miami. Like I'm not even gonna try to fucking deal with that. But like that's a choice that I'm making. But with that said, 100% I agree. In 2020, with the way girls are now, with like the way the things that are socially acceptable, with the way women operate, you have to train these bad habits out of them. And a lot of girls are just not going to want to do it, or they won't be a good template to train them from the first place. So you can either just play the game like I kind of am, and it's like, fuck it, I'm not even going to bother training them. Or, you know, or you'll be like a dork like Lucario's talking about, like, bro, you're not choosing to fucking leave the relationship. Like, you're just out by default.
It was made for you.
It was made for you, exactly.
Solo TV 84 is in the building. I actually thought he was going to be much later. So Solo, man, let me get you right into it. So the question,
what's going on?
Charles Reinhardt, he wants to know, do we think that men leaving relationships is going to force women to really look at themselves and conform due to their loneliness? What are your thoughts on that?
Whew, that's an excellent question. And the reality is that there comes a certain point, and Donovan, you know, that certain women just, they're going to be stuck in their ways. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Because those type of women, they're so used to living life their way that they don't understand how to compromise. They just want a perfect guy. And even if they did find that ideal guy, they wouldn't know how to keep him because they're so stuck in their ways that a lot of these women are just not manageable. So a lot of women who are quality women, they're already in relationships, or a lot of women who are willing to compromise, they're going to have to do that. But a lot of women are going to be cat ladies. That's just the reality. And then as men, we also have to understand that we have to have boundaries. You know what I'm saying? So for example, yesterday I was on a live stream And, my girl came over. She was cooking and cleaning my apartment. You got to have boundaries and standards with certain type of things that you expect your woman to do, a certain type of behaviors you expect. But then again, also on the flip side, as a lot of men, and Kevin brought this up on the previous panel, a lot of men are just not able to compete because a lot of men are just not bringing it the way that they should too. So there are a lot of different angles to this, really. And this topic is really a good topic because there's so many different tangibles and complexities to unpack, basically.
Can I respond to this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I want to chime in on what Lucario and Steve said. I was answering the question broadly, but let me tell you about me. I don't care about what 2020 women are like and all this other bullshit. I have a standard, and either you meet my standard or you don't exist. The women in my world are feminine, beautiful, and inspirational. I don't deal with women that aren't like that because I can choose, especially now that I own my own business. Even right here on YouTube, I started a group on Facebook 33 days ago. There are 1,000 people waiting to get in and about 400 people in there.
Wow.
2 black couples have already met in under 30 days. And I just what did I do? I created a room where you had to have a certain standard as a man, and I am handpicking each and every person. You got to be a certain kind of woman. And if you're not, boom, you're not, boom. But you know what happens when you allow people who are like-minded? Nature tends to take its course. So I agree that when we talk about the average, I don't fucking care about the average. Create your own world. Create your own environment and then act like that, because there are people out here like Lucario and Steve were saying, every damn day men are getting it done, while every day men are still losing. Which one do you want to be, and then act on it?
Facts.
All right, let me shout out these super chats because they are coming in hot and heavy. Dude, the panel is on fire tonight. Everybody is bringing the heat. Logical Evo with the $5 super chat says it's not about not having enough game. It's about I don't have time to be playing a game with a woman I'm in a relationship with and conquer the world. A lot of men do feel that way, but again, just like you said, that's why you have to sit through these hoes and get a woman that's going to work with you. It doesn't make any sense to deal with women that are not cooperative.
I say 1 for every 30, man. 1 for every 20 to 30 is coachable.
Tom Brokaw, $2 super chat says Sinister 6 or Magnificent 7. I say Sinister 7. Lou Diddy with the $2 super chat says North Carolina represent. Technomage B5 with the humongous $120 super chat says a relationship or marriage is a partnership, the most basic business relationship. Expectations have to be worked out early on and agreed upon and maintained by both for it to work, which includes sacrifices for both. 28 years, 22 married, and counting here. There you go. That guy is doing it right. Greg in New Jersey with the $5 super chat says giving her power by leaving the dating market gives her the advantage. There are others in her wake. If you can't play the game, then don't hate the game. Very well said. I like that a lot. And we had another, Harold Legume with a big $150 super chat. We appreciate that. Tom A with the $5 super chat says Pavlov's Punani. You need to use positive and negative reinforcement. This is the way it's been since the dawn of mankind. Things get taken or given. I like that. Medi Naha with the €2 super chat says 90% of women compete for the top 10% of men. And then we have J3 with the $5 super chat says God bless Saint Kevin. Steve, let me come back to Steve here because I think it's worth revisiting what Jap and Lucario were talking about. You're a man who is you've been married for over 20 years. Yes. Never been in an argument, never been in a fight. Your wife supports 100% what you do. Yes. And what we contend here is that it doesn't do you any good wasting time with women who don't want to be trained. Let the audience know how much, I don't want to call it easier, but how much more relaxing life is when you have a woman who is on your purpose with you.
Well, it's not really. It's the best thing. I mean, the first guy the one that you sent the message making an excuse. I want to know where can we buy excuse fairies at, because it doesn't make any sense what you're saying. At the end of the day, as a man, like Kevin said, I hate to say what Kevin said, but he's 1,000% right. That you know what, I don't give up. He said he cussed, so I get to say the word. He said, "Fuck them bitches." I don't give a fuck. These women aren't special. I don't make my world or my life for a woman. I make my world for me. I'm selfish. I'm conceited. I'm arrogant. I mean, God damn it, look above you. I don't give a fuck about women. But the thing is what is she bringing to the table other than her ass? And that's the problem with a lot of guys. All they want is sex. I want someone that, look, every guy out there that's listening right now should have at least 5 or 10 women right now. Easy.
There you go.
These women are giving pussy away like it's not even fair. They should have one that cooks dinner for them, a masseuse, a nurse, a woman just to sit there and tell you how cute you look. Oh, they should have tons of women. But the thing is that the reason why I have no problems, because I stand on me. I stand on my square. I stand on what I represent. I don't try to impress a woman because she's not special enough to me to impress. And it's always been that way. And if I lost my woman tomorrow, I would be fine because I'm a man. I don't fall in love. I fall into respect first. And a lot of guys don't even know about that shit.
Yeah, listen, piggyback off of what Steve just said, because Steve always makes the point. You don't want a woman's love. You want her respect, because you cannot get her love if you do not have her respect. Why is it that men are always after a woman's love, but kind of leave respect by the wayside?
We were raised by a mama. I was raised to be a bitch. When I was a bitch, I got treated like a bitch. And when I started doing the shit Steve and Lucario talking about, life was better than walking on fucking water. And then when I fell back into being the bitch that I was raised to be, I created my own chaos. So I decided to stop being that way. You can choose.
There you go. It's a choice.
I think that comes from listening to female dating advice. This is why I always say, like, never listen to a female dating coach or any woman instructing you on how to get women, because they're not gonna be upfront with the uncomfortable and unflattering realities of what it takes to be attractive with women. Because like the reality is this: to really be good with women, you have to be a selfish prick, and you got to put yourself first and let these girls. You pretty much got to demonstrate that you're better than them in your actions and that they come second. And no female dating coach is gonna tell a guy that. You know what I'm saying? She's just not. And if you don't believe me, look at like what's her name? Apollonia Ponte, whatever. She's down here in Florida too. She be saying some fucking BS, man, with these guys. Like, keep it real. Yeah, I would keep it real. Like she be saying some BS. Like she be getting these, like she be fleecing these dudes, man, on some BS. But like you just can't. That's why you can't listen to women when it comes. You never ask the fish how to fish. You ask the fisherman, and that's just the reality.
Max.
So. You know, it is what, just like Kev said, you can't listen to women, man. You got to figure this out by yourself. You got to learn that women are creatures of, they need to defer to someone's authority.
Yes.
For them to love them first. They're not like us. They need to defer to your authority first. And what does that require? Respect. It's a requirement. You know what I mean? But your mom's not going to tell you that, though. You know what I'm saying? She's going to tell you, give her flowers, be nice, all this BS, because deep down, she's going to give you all the bad advice that she wishes that the husband and the alpha that she dealt with did for her.
This is why go ahead. I gotta say, this is why I gotta give a plug for the coaches. See, you have getting a coach is like hiring a parent. Reparenting yourself is something that happens in therapy. You can listen to all the videos you want, but you need a coach to actually get in your face and say, you're doing this right, you're doing this wrong, you're weak here, get off this bullshit, here's the task, here's what we're going to try to accomplish. This is why when I hear guys coming down on dating coaches and relationship coaches, I'm like, if somebody can't see your one-on-one stuff, how can they fix your one-on-one life?
Right. Oh, wow.
Facts.
Wow. Yeah, Kev is speaking.
It's real talk.
I'm going to say this.
I'm going to come.
Real quick, I just want to. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jap, Lucario, and then Solo on this one. Jap,
yeah, just to piggyback off what Steve said, I think you're right. I mean, a lot of dudes don't require shit but ass, and that's why these bitches are running around here, you know, toting that around as if it's valuable, because so many blind men are just making that valuable on a woman. But when you dealing with these women, you got to see, okay, what does she bring to the table to benefit me besides ass? And when you can find women that can benefit you, because, okay, like say what Steve said, you're supposed to have 5 to 10 women. So if you got 5 to 10 women in your roster right now, you know, and all of them do the same thing, they just screw you. That's it. Then that's really no benefit to improving your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, she's not really useful, but for recreation. But if you got one girl out of that 5 that's spending money, doing sacrificial shit, doing things that's over and beyond the expectations of your average woman in 2020, then that's somebody that you should be, coaching to your program and stuff like that. Like I tell dudes all the time, I don't believe that love is real from a woman until she spends money on me.
Right.
Yes,
Because that's investment until she
Because
in the game.
All the time. If she got 5 dudes in her phone right now, they're all doing for her. So the moment that she goes and cuts the check to me, I'm special. You know what I'm saying? Like she can fucking suck 5 dudes in 1 week, get nutted on, nutted in, but she is not going to spend a check on 2 or 3 guys. She's just not going to do that. She only sacrifices for the guys she actually likes. And the only sacrifice that I see from a woman is when she spends money. And I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna hear you out. Now let's see what we're working with. But other than that, but brothers got to figure out what works for you. What do you use to decipher whether these chicks is for real or not? Or even need to be in presence for a long period of time. Because again, you could be wasting your time, and it could be somebody else waiting to come in the door, but you blocking your blessings because you're dealing with this person. So you need to, figure out what you need to put in place to actually test these women's loyalty and devotion to you. And I personally feel the check is the main thing because women are selfish with money.
Debit card.
They go to the club with just their ID and some high heels and a $10 dress. You wouldn't know, but if she look good, she gonna get in there for free. She gonna drink for free.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? She might even get taken home for free. She might even have to call an Uber. Somebody to drive her home. So at the end of the day, everybody's coddling to these women. The moment she just reverses everything and says, "I want to cater to you," you need to open your eyes.
Now, Lucario, let me ask you this, because I'm gonna go to Lucario, then I'm gonna go to Solo. Merciless 6. This is interesting because this ties into what Jap just said. $20 super chat. He says, in my opinion, women can assist purpose if needed. He says, Donovan, Devin helps you with your show, and I believe Lucario and his wife helped produce his book. Devin owns chicks every time he asks, what else are you doing besides showing up cute? No answer yet. So I want to ask this to you, and I want to ask this to Solo. What are the percentages of bitches who ain't shit to bitches who can actually be a helpmate and help you in your life without being a fucking headache? Is it 1 in 5, 1 in 30, 1 in 100? What do you think?
I would say this. It's you got to understand that it's not about how many chicks are like that, because there are chicks out there that's not coachable. They're just done. They're just like, you can't even do nothing with them. But what happens is most of the time is really about you. This is what I was talking about earlier, where 2 guys can have 2 different experiences. So one guy, like, let's say we got a girl named Tiffany. Tiffany could act like a bitch to you and then act like, super cooperative to the next man. So the thing you got to understand is that when you're interacting with women, and I always say this, that girlfriends and wives are not born, they're created. You understand?
Yes.
So you have to create the situation you want with the girl. And what I mean is that everybody's different. Like, for example, I may do something or want something different from a girl than Solo TV84. Solo TV84 might like his toe sucked. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? So he gotta train his girl and say, yo, I want my toe sucked. And for me, it might be something else. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you have to create that for you. And so the problem with a lot of guys, when we talking about guys giving up, because a guy left a comment and said, oh, well, I don't want to have to do all that work. See, it takes work to actually create a situation if you want a long-term relationship with a woman. The problem is, and this is what most guys do, is they go up to a woman, or they go up to women in general, and expect a woman to be a ready-made wife or girlfriend for them, and you can't do that. And then they be complaining, "Oh, these women are crazy," because you didn't know how to train the situation. You see what I'm saying?
It does not work that way. The same dudes who complain about women's expectations, those are the same dudes that want a woman to be ready-made. I want her to be a 19-year-old 10 with huge tits who cooks, cleans, and can't get enough of my cock. It doesn't work that way. Solo, Quarantino to God with the $5 super chat says, Solo dropping jewels while brothers are saving lives on the daily. Spread the message. Give me a number fraction. What women are worth dealing with compared to the women that are not worth dealing with? Are the ratios, are they skewed? Are they in our favor? Like, what are your thoughts?
Before I answer that question, Donovan, I actually want to go back to the previous question real quick. about the love versus respect. And
yes,
a lot of men have been conditioned because of social programming like Disney movies and, be romantic, bring flowers. And, I used to be that guy, right? I used to be the simp, bringing flowers on a date, and girl wouldn't call me. You know what I'm saying? But here's something that I'm going to say that's going to be controversial, but hear me out for a second.
Let's do it.
Between men and women, men are the true romantics.
Yes.
Think about it. Men are the ones who have the creativity. We build civilizations. We create technology, everything. Now, you're wondering, what does that have to do with romance? How many romantic gestures do you see that women come up with originally? It's just men taking women out on beautiful dates, or men are the ones who are planning these engagements that you see when a guy proposes on the basketball game. You don't see women doing that, right? No. So men are the true romantics, and the problem is then you have a lot of men who kind of have this fairy tale idea of how women are supposed to be because they see it in Disney movies and rom-coms, and it's not like that. It's not like that at all. A woman can't love you the way your mother loves you. And see, a lot of men looking for that motherly love. That's not, your mother's probably the only woman who can ever genuinely love you.
And sometimes you don't even do that.
Yeah. And with women, the most you can get is maybe a woman can love you in a way that she admires you, but not like that pure unconditional love. That doesn't exist.
Not happening.
Now, to answer your question, Donovan, I got to keep it real. Most of these women in 2020, and I'm talking about 35 and under, because that's my age group and down. Most of these women are for the streets. I would say, let's keep it 100. I would say right now, Donovan, and once again, I'm, and this is a very good question. I would say probably about 70% of women are just, concubine material, bunker bust, smash with the force of 10,000 Thors, and then get the fuck out. 10% are undateable. By that, I mean like grandma age or something like that, or they're in a wheelchair.
Aged out.
Yeah. The other 10%. I saw the video Donovan did with the 80-year-old Tinder granny.
Jesus.
I did that too, but the review too, but I can't do that.
No,
Then you probably have about another 10% that you may not be attracted to. They might be girlfriend or wifey material, but you just wouldn't be attracted to them. So I would say it's about 10%. And once again, I'm going by 35 to 18. 18 to 35.
All right, I'm going to go to Steve next, and then I'm going to go to Myron. Let me quickly read these super chats here. Vinci with the $5 super chat says, great panel and a perfect topic. We appreciate that. Cowdentia says, when I was a bitch, I did bitchy things. When I became a man, I put my bitchy habits aside. Very well said. Technomage B5 with another $10 super chat says, if a woman doesn't respect you, she won't love you long, pun intended. This is why respect is so much more important. I co-sign with that 100%. There was another one. Medi Naha. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. Medi Naha with the $5 super chat. Well, I'm sorry, with the the €5 super chat says, as far as how to handle women in relationships, the more red pill I go, the more I realize the Bible is dope because it's all in there. Yeah, we'll agree to disagree. Cigar Man 85, $5 says, the power of walking away works. It changed my relationships. That switch flipped real quick. She realized I wasn't playing. I'm the prize, and fuck that. We had a really good, Unique 79. Hang on a second. With the 10 British pounces, remember, gentlemen, our mothers carried us for 9 months, but we come from our fathers. We come from men. Unfortunately, so many guys have walked away from that fact, reality, and harsh truth. Eric Macedo, I think that's how you say that, with a $10 super chat says, why do women in a relationship think it's a competition, like for power or one up the other partner? We'll answer that later. Gravelite with the $10 super chat says, the best way to train women, beat your fear and stop looking out the window and fuck your feelings because you already know she doesn't have any for you. Well said. Tom A, $10. The power dynamic is known immediately. If a chick is about you, she will go to lengths to secure you. If you do all this work and you still get treated with indifference, bounce. It's a lost investment. Danny Arnold with the $5 super chat says, just a brief shout out to Myron Gaines et al. Very well. Very, very well said there. I want Myron and Red Pill Thor Markinson to be a part of my zombie apocalypse survival team. I'm down 19 pounds so far. The Brown Hornet, a $15 super chat, says, I had to donate to this power panel. Appreciate that. Xanatos Clutch, $5 says, if mothers loved their sons, they would have given them red pill-ish game, or at the very least, not program their boys to be blue pill programming. So, Steve, so you had something to add to something earlier. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to add to what Solo 84 was saying and everything about two things about the romance and the women thing before. Real quick, he's 1,000,000% right. See, a lot of guys don't know how to put flavor in a woman's eye or flavor in a woman's ear. A lot of guys don't know how to spit yak on a text message to make her want to fuck him. You see what I'm saying? Yes. Not the other way around. I always ask everybody I talked to, I said, why don't you have wine above your bed? And they're like, what are you talking about? Why would I have wine above my bed? I said, well, because you tell the woman that it's easier to have the wine above your bed when you're pouring it all over her body and tasting her body. That's
there you go. There you go. You ain't ready for that.
Yeah, that's right. But Sam, hey, Kevin, I'm gonna piggyback on you for a second because they ain't ready for that style. See, you can't just be a style. You got to be everything. And a lot of men don't know how to be sensual, sexual, romantic, seductive, naughty, kinky, dirty, and nasty. They're a one-trick pony, and then they expect a woman to want to suck their dick right off the bat. The way she's gonna suck your dick is, and y'all are talking about Thor, gotta bust this out, is this right here, the worthiness of the game. See, the thing is, when you are sexually worthy and you believe in yourself and you believe that you bring more to the table than her, she's going to want to fuck you. And a lot of men out there have never been told that women do want to fuck men. And they've always been told that you got to run behind pussy. You got to kiss her ass, take her to dinner, and do circus tricks and shit. Fuck that. You can get a pussy. You can get a woman to submit the pussy to you over text messages when you know what the fuck you doing, guys.
Real talk. Before we go to Myron, guys, the phone lines are open. 914-205-5356. Again, that is 914-205-5356. The number is scrolling on the bottom of your screen. Myron, you said you had something to add.
Yeah, no, Kev brought up a great point about getting coaching tailored to you. And the thing I want to say, guys, is right now what we're showing you guys and what we're talking about, this is what I consider wearing a suit off the rack from Men's Warehouse, okay? But what you guys got to understand is that, right, you can wear a suit off the rack and go get a job interview, right? But here's the thing. If you get it tailored, aka you get one-on-one coaching based on your problems, your status, etc., you're going to have a much better job, a better chance of getting the job when you go to the job interview because you're going to be in a tailored suit. And that's the reality, because a guy that makes $250,000 a year is going to have to run certain types of game different than another guy that makes a little bit less or a little bit more, because, you know, the marketplace changes depending on your social status, and you have to run game based to adapt to that. So that's why I say, guys, just invest, get a coach that can help you one-on-one. And I'm a fitness guy, man. I'm not even a date coach, but you got a panel here of all-star guys that can help you out. And you got to understand that, yes, you can wear the suit off the rack and go to the job interview, but if you wear it tailored, you're going to have a better chance of getting that job when you go to the interview. So you got to understand that game is particular to you, your skill set, your social status, your confidence level, your experience, etc. A guy that has a 100 leg count is going to be able to get away with certain things than a guy that has only a 20 leg count. He could be a little bit more aggressive in his sourcing. He can do certain maneuvers. You know, a guy with high social status can do certain things at a club that other guys can't. So that's why it's very important to get things tailored to you, because right now we're giving you guys very general info, what I call a suit off the rack, but it's got to be tailored to you. So that's all I want to say right there. Kev was 100% on the money.
Listen, Jab, Myron just talked about club game. Now, you're in the club all the time. Yeah. What are you seeing? What are you seeing in the club? And I guess my question, and area code 479, I see you in the queue. I'm going to come to you. I'm going to come to you right after I go to Jab. What are men in the club not doing that you do, and why are they afraid to do it?
See, a lot of dudes don't know how to size up. Size up and see what you go in. They come in thirsty. They see the bitch. They just automatically shoot at her right then and there. Or they just not really sizing up and peeping the atmosphere. What are these chicks about? You know what I'm saying?
Taking the temperature of the room, right?
Yeah, kind of listening in, seeing what they're about, because you gotta understand, in the game that we're in right now in 2020, what we're up against is selfish women. So everything that's going on right now is skewed for her to win. So you have got to adjust your game and find a way to come in and not look like everybody else.
So how do they do that? So let's say a guy is like, okay, Jap, I hear what you're saying, but how can I train myself to do that?
Well, first things first, man, you got to work on your conversation.
There
you
it
got to go out here
There it is.
learn how to strike up a conversation with these chicks. Learn how to, crack a joke, insult them a little bit to get their attention a little bit, but then bring them into a real discussion. You know what I'm saying? Because like what Steve saying, a lot of times you got to fuck their mind. You know, you got to get their mind first. You know, and when you got their mind, you don't got to buy no drinks. You ain't got to buy no bottles and nothing like that. That's just gonna come. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have chicks offer me a drink. You know what I'm saying? Just for me to sit down and keep talking, keep running my mouth to them. So it's really, you have got to be interesting. A lot of dudes aren't interesting. You have got to be interesting. You have got to have something to talk about, and you got to know your game. Got to be like water. If a chick want to talk politics, you got to know what you're talking about. If the chick want to talk, you know what I'm saying, the streets or whatever, you got to know what you're talking about. If the chick just want to laugh, you got to be funny. You got to know how to adjust your conversation and be able to hit all angles. You know, with dealing with these chicks, you got to learn how to talk to a group of chicks.
That's right.
To see through the one maven in the crew, the one detractor, the one, the cock blocker, because she's always in there. You got to learn how to keep her, you know what I'm saying, in check, so that you can get the conversation with the girl that you're trying to get with, because a lot of these chicks get jealous. But I say this, when you go out, I like to go out by myself. Okay, I know a lot of people anyway, but I try to tell dudes, if you're trying to get your confidence up and trying to learn how to talk to women, don't go with nobody. Just go by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because win, lose, or draw, the worst thing a woman gonna be able to say is no. You know what I'm saying? And she getting talked to all the time. You gotta understand what you're up against. You know, and it's a lot of dudes that probably, you know what I'm saying, pissed her off before you got in her face. So you gotta figure out how to talk to women. The only way to do that is to go out here and talk to women.
That's it.
Wait, can I add something to what Jab said real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think another thing that's very important is, and I know Donovan, you attest to this, is your vibe, right?
Oh yeah.
When you talk to women, some guys become self-conscious. I know back when I first didn't understand game, and by the way, I'm not a dating coach, right? You guys go to Lucario, go to Steve. I'm just a guy who's did a lot of trial and error. But one of the things is like your vibe. Like when you're comfortable, women can sense it. If you're nervous, or if you're scared, they can sense that too. So when you're really comfortable being yourself and talking to these women is cool. Like, me being a bigger dude, being 6'1" and 200 and whatever pounds, right? And I've approached women and I talk to them like I've known them for years. It's an old sales tactic, right? And I remember one time, like, my buddy was like, yo, how long have you known her? I'm like, no, I just met her just now. You know what I mean? So your vibe, being comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. And, I used to challenge myself. Sometimes I'd have my buddy say, yo, tell me, like when back in the day, people freestyle and say, give me a word, right? We used to do that too. So I would put myself in these uncomfortable positions just to see how comfortable I truly am or could be. And that's very important. Yeah.
Good.
Right. See, this is why men are giving up on relationships, because all that stuff y'all just talked about, nobody want to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to put no work, and that's usually the reason.
I think one of the big reasons that nobody want. I think one of the big reasons why guys don't want to do it is because they don't really think it'll work. Mm-hmm. See, if they thought that I could just go to one, first up, I'm not a dating coach. 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 Go to the dating coaches. They have practice with this. They are the pros. You want to look better. You want to say, if you want to sell, come to me in solo. But the guys who are the dating coaches can diagnose this stuff. And see, here's the thing. If a guy really believed that I can go to Donovan, Steve, Lucario, and if I spent, let's just say $1,000 to get a woman who's an 8, 9, or 10, and I really believed that I was going to be able to get that 8, 9, or 10, let's say in the next 6 months, how quickly would guys be lining up to give you $1,000?
You know what, Kevin, real quick, you're 1,000% right. What guys don't understand is it's not work. It's like when you meet a woman, it's like you betting on yourself how many moves it's going to take to get your dick. You know what I mean? You like Yeah, you're like a big kid in like a candy store. It's like when when you're a little kid and you always saw that like Toys R Us, like you get 2 minutes in a basket and you get to grab whatever you want type feeling.
Right.
It's not work. And people think getting women is work, but it's so exciting. The challenge of getting her to submit to you is just, I can't even explain the feeling, man. It's the best.
All right, we got callers on the line. Let us go. So 914-205-5356. That's the number to call. Let us go to area code 479. Area code 479. You're on live at the 6. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, Donovan, this is Denver. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Oh, okay. I just want to let you know I appreciate you very much. I appreciate your advice. I just want to tell my story. I'm divorced, been divorced about 3 years. My ex-wife left me at a yard sale. She ran off with another guy, went to Sonic, came back, and told me she was leaving me. She was I was basically a single parent. She wanted a baby. She begged me for a baby. I finally gave in at one point. Back before we got married, I got her pregnant. And after the new baby feeling wore off, she didn't want to have anything to do with my daughter. So I ended up being a single parent, married to her, because I fed my daughter. I took care of my daughter. I put her to sleep at night. I watched her. I done everything for her. While my wife done nothing. She was a lazy, no good wife. And then after her, these are my experiences. I've never been with a woman that's ever been loving, because women are not loving.
Right.
They only want men for what they can get out of men.
That's right.
After that, I tried again after my divorce. The women came out of the wood. They just poured out of the woodwork after my divorce. And so, and all of them, they all wanted money, or they wanted dates. Like I've heard before, there's one woman in another town, she'd use me to take her on a date, but she never gave up the pussy.
Now, Steve, I see you shaking your head. Listen, Steve, I see you shaking your head. What do you say to area code 479? What happened?
My brother, stop lying. Why don't you be honest with yourself and realize, with all due respect, that you ain't bringing nothing to the table and they just walking all over you, man. Yeah, when you have that thought process that you have, unfortunately, what you're saying is that I'm not good enough for these women, because everything you're coming out of your mouth is she,
there you go.
her, them. Where is me, my, and I at? That's what I got a problem with.
All right, we're going to go to area code 623 next.
Right.
Read these super chats here. Robert Letterer with the $5 super chat says female dating coach YouTubers are just hustling men. No one will give up so much power. That is absolutely true. Dirty D Rodney with the $2 super chat says church. I appreciate the membership there. Pop Smoke and Ghost $5 says get between her ears first before her legs. It will save you some heartache. Steve says that all the time. Between her ears, not just the one between her legs. Medi Naha with the €2 super chat says, how dare you give up on females? Women are awesome. Yes, they are. 1 minute at a time. Andres Castro with the comment of the fucking night said, some girls be saying he's my world, but it's their fourth world in 2 months. Are they building a solar system?
That's comedy.
Very, very good. Logical Weibo with another $2 super chat says, be eclectic, well-rounded, and various sources for game. Very good. And M91 Supreme, I appreciate the membership.
Welcome.
Let's go back to the phone lines. Let's go to area code 623. Area code 623. You're on live with the 6th. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right. 623 wasn't ready. Let's go to area code 323. Area code 323. You're on live with the 6th. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, area code 323 wasn't ready. Let us try area code 404. Area code 404. You're on live with the 6th. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, yeah, it's Terrence from Atlanta.
Hey, Terrence, what's up, brother?
Just real quick, I just wanted to ask two questions. First thing I want to say though, Unplugged Fit, appreciate your channel, man. I went and bought my own bench press, so I'll be getting my bar and weight probably in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome,
so, yeah, I'm trying to get my weight up.
Hell yeah, dude. You got to get in shape, bro. Can't apart boundaries without being in shape.
Yeah. My first question is well, actually, it's my own question. For a guy like me, when I listen to myself talk and it comes back to myself, my voice sounds like it's nasally or like like now it just sounds very nasally. How do you guys kind of like?
You got to own it. Hey, check it out. Check it out. Hold on, caller. You got to own it. I don't have a deep voice. I sound nasally. I sound like
right. Me too.
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like there's some things that, and what you have to understand is that you can only control what you can control. I can't control my height. I can't control my race, or at least Michael Jackson kind of sort of control. There are some things that are outside of my control. What I can control is my frame. I can control my fitness, and I can control my choices. Now, I guess what you're saying is, listen, how do I get a deeper voice? There is no answer to that. Oh, dude, you gotta own who you are. If you have a high-pitched nasally voice like I do, you gotta be fucking confident with it, man. That's what it comes down to. And it's gonna take a while because you're self-conscious about it. But it's almost like, I remember Biggie Smalls said in one of his tracks, One More Chance, he talked about himself, heartthrob, never, black and ugly as ever. So these bitches out here can't be oh, you big fat black mother. Oh, wait a minute. He already said that, but Lil Kim is still sucking his dick, right? You feel right. That, anybody else got anything on that?
No, I was going to say the same thing. Look, bro, my voice ain't all deep and all that other stuff. But the thing is, again, is that if you're thinking that that's the issue, then it's going to be an issue. You see what I'm saying? That's what makes it an issue. It's not really about your voice. It's about how you feel about your voice. You see what I'm saying? And so if you own what you have and you start interacting with women, they're going to feel that because they see you comfortable with yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Caller, what were you saying?
2020, that doesn't, your voice really don't matter to bitches like that. It's what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if you're going to have a nasally voice, don't say nasally shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be saying some smooth shit. If you listen to like Max Julian, them old pimps and all that shit back in the day, they had that high-pitched voice, baby.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you got to wear with confidence and make sure you're not saying no bullshit. You know, if you whining, oh my God, the weather is so bad today. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you don't sound like a bitch. So straight don't really feel like that, man.
Hey, caller, you just got to say it with conviction, man. That's the biggest thing. Like your tonality and just saying it like with your chest, that's going to be more important than the actual voice. Because the thing is that women, the biggest thing that repulses women is being unsure of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That is what kills them.
Yep. If you're gonna listen, if you're gonna be uncertain, if you're gonna be uncertain, then be uncertain confidently. If that makes any sense. All right, let's go back to area code 623. Let's see if they're ready. 623, are you ready this time?
I hope so, Donovan. You have the talent to take this red pill mainstream, brother. You're on the right path. The hate is departing from you. I declare it right now in Jesus Christ's name. This panel is the best thing that's ever happened in this decade. Kevin is class. I'm talking about class. This panel is the best thing that's happened in this decade. I'm telling you, this is what men need to know. And Genesis 3:16b, by the way. If you just know that women want you, that is their main desire, you're ahead of the game, brothers. Just know that. And I'm behind all of these men. I'm behind Donovan 100%. And I think that's about all I got to say.
Dude, now see, that guy had a high-pitched nasally voice, but did we believe what the fuck he was saying? Of course. Right. Sure of himself.
He's lit too.
Jesus' name. Jesus. Oh my goodness.
He's lit right now too. Yeah, he owns it, baby.
Oh yeah. That's what you got to do, man. Let's go to area code 323. Area code 323. Are you ready this time around?
Yeah.
All right, what
Can
you got?
hear me?
Yep, I can hear it. Sounds like the same dude.
Yeah. Holy shit. My name is Taj. I'm a 20-year-old dude. So I'm basically pretty new to the game and everything. And personally right now, I want to say like very glad that I've basically found all this stuff, you know, Donovan, Solo TV 84. Those are the main two that I know, and everyone about this red pill stuff. Because, you know, me, I've just been sitting back and looking and learning things about women and stuff. And I've been told things and now understand like, oh, so that's why they said that shit.
Right.
And it does a lot of good and things like that. And, you know, me personally, like I know you guys said you got to put in work to make like a girlfriend or a wife and things like that with me. I know that. And as of right now, I don't feel like doing that because right now I'm more about the stuff I need to do to get myself where I want. You know, in my opinion, right now it would be kind of a waste of time because I would take time from me getting to where I want to be, and you know, putting myself up to the highest standard that you know that I want.
No such thing.
I was going to say
no such thing. See, too many guys have this one-itis thing. Life is complex. Spin more plates. Get less sleep. Life is about living. You don't just say, well, I got to do this and do that. Life happens while you're planning for it. I'm sorry I had to step away from the computer, but so many guys feel like this is like a game of Mario Bros. Once I get past this goal, then I can plug this in. No, you don't have to do it all at one time. And here's the thing. If you really believed that you want to have success in doing something, you wouldn't wait 10 years to get started.
Wow. Wait, what's wrong with Mario Brothers, man? Like, what you got?
I love Mario.
Now that's facts, though. What Kevin is saying, because it's like somebody saying, "Well, I gotta get my money up first, and then I can go to the gym." No, you can do both at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn how to time manage, and then you can do everything you're trying to do. You see what I'm saying?
I think what he was trying to say, and I think this is what I endorse as well. If you are in your 20s. I'm not saying forget about women because you're a walking hard on. All you're thinking about all the time is fucking. But focus your efforts on getting your body right, building a strong base in terms of your physical fitness, work on your career. If girls throw themselves at you, by all means, dude, beat it till the wheels fall off. Just don't spend an exorbitant amount of time chasing women, because if you're chasing your purpose in your 20s, trust me when I tell you, women are definitely going to notice. Somebody else had something.
I think that I think that what we need to talk about too is that before you can start trying to train a woman and all that, you got to be a man first.
Damn right.
So like, I think that we got to get a lot of these guys, because I think everybody on this panel right now is certified we're men. You know, our shit is in order, so we can actually sit a bitch down and really coach and develop a woman. But young dudes like that aren't men yet, and they're trying to become men on a bitch's watch. And it's counterproductive. So he might need to slow down, become a man, get settled in manhood first, have your fun, recreational use of these things. You will never go wrong. I'm setting you up so you can win in the end. And then you can start building these bitches from the because you come into the situation, she knows you're a man. Because you're not gonna compare to all of these idiots that she's been dealing with. You know, everything is in order. You have a disciplined schedule. You have your money is in line. Everything is disciplined. That's manhood shit. You handling your business. Your overhead is taken care of. You're not having the same worries as these young boys that she's been dealing with. Now you can demand something of this woman. But when you're not a man yet, I just can't see you trying to check a woman. That's why they got so much mouth right now, because you got boys trying to check them. You got niggas 30 years old playing Xbox with holes in their socks, living with their auntie, trying to tell a chick who got a degree and a job that she needs to submit. That don't work. You gotta be a man first before you can even have this conversation. So we gotta start building these dudes into men first, then we can have that conversation.
You want to know something, Chap? You make an excellent point. And to sort of put a bow on that, you have to think of this like a business. You understand? Like, you have to have a business mind about this. Put all the personal shit aside. Build your business, strengthen your body, strengthen your mind, strengthen your finances. Only then can you check a bitch, be like, hey, check this out. It's either my way or the fucking highway. Playing Xbox at your mom's house with fucking holes in your socks, that's gonna get you laughed out of her fucking crib.
She's got to respect you first. For her to submit, she's got to respect you first, guys. It's a requirement. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is with the young guys is that you guys haven't built yourself up to the point where you can exert demands on women, and you can only exert demands on them when they see you as superior. That's the reality. Girls date up, and they need to see you as the authority figure. They need to look up to you, not only when giving you a blowjob, but in other facts as well. So, you know what I'm saying? So, and the other thing too I want to say is this, but don't use that as an excuse to procrastinate and not get out there and talk to these girls.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Exactly.
Will use that as an excuse. Oh, I'm on my purpose. And it's like but you don't go and talk to the girls. And here's the problem, why you need to go out and talk to women now when you're young and learn this shit. There was a study in 2008. As you guys know, with the fitness and with everything, I always look at the numbers. And actually, Donovan talked about this study. In 2008, they took a 21-year-old female and a 21-year-old male. The 20-year-old female reported more sexual partners than the male. She reported 9, and the guy reported 7. Now, we all know women underreport their sexual partners and guys overreport. And this was in 2000. Yeah. So, and this was in 2008, before social media and the explosion of dating apps. So in 2020, young girls that are 20, 21, whatever, they're getting way more action from the opposite gender than you. Now, here's why guys need to learn this shit early on. Because when you do become successful, when you do start making $100,000 a year, or whatever it may be, you are going to be considered a nice little target for these women. And what they're going to do is they're going to sell you purity. They're going to sell you I'm a good girl. They're going to sell you all this bullshit and try to lock you down. And if you don't understand female nature and don't know how to read the red flags, right, you're going to get taken to the fucking cleaners because she's going to take the mask off, no future, no corona. You know what I'm saying? And then by the time you're invested, and then next thing you know, she's going to fucking transform and you're getting dragged through the fucking cleaner and the divorce court, etc. So you need to learn these skills of how to deal and discern women that are worth a commitment and not worth a commitment early on, because you best believe they're getting the practice now.
Solo.
Let me go full on nerd here for just a second.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Solo mentioned something about sales. When you're a young guy, let's say 18 to 30, you're on your purpose. I would say for the average guy, start changing how you keep score. Stop keeping scores how much pussy you get. Keep score how many interactions you have. A successful interaction is just you actually had the balls to approach a beautiful woman and shoot your shot. Talk. That's a win. How she reacts or responds after that is irrelevant.
Wow.
Because it's like building and it's like Dungeons and Dragons or anything else. You start off with a weak character, you roll your numbers in whatever class, but you build up and become stronger by killing smaller and smaller things multiple millions of times. Thanks. You guys are trying to take down a dragon with a pocket knife. You got to develop yourself to be strong enough to fuck with the dragon, fly the dragon, avoid the dragon, whatever else you want. Hopefully that covered enough bases, because many guys are trying to get out there and be stronger than they are. And let me say this last thing. You're trying to do what, like Jap said, you're not from a respect standpoint, from a resource standpoint, anywhere in a position to tell most Western women anything. It's too early for you.
Yeah.
A different story.
Listen, and Kevin made a great point. It is those small victories. Guys, you can't hit a 5-run homer, okay? You can't hit a 4-pointer. You have to crawl before you can walk, but you still have to crawl. You got to take this first step. 22 with the 28 Canadian dollar super chat says, women are like the stock market. There are long-term investments, short-term investments, pump and dumps, and high-risk speculative investments. The investment that has the greatest return is an investment in yourself. Wow.
I'm in the day trading with these hoes right now.
Each trade is now H trade ho trades. Chris Michaels with the $15 super chat says, keep up the great work, guys. Waiting for a butt hurt beta to piss off Donovan. Man, don't get these motherfuckers. Avid Hiker with the $5 super chat says, the sooner you move out of mom and dad's, the better. It helps you build character, responsibility, maturity, and ultimately give you a vision for life. That is real.
Living with your parents makes you soft, man.
Dude, God, every single time. Let us go back to the phone lines, and I believe that this is my man, Big Brandon. Big Brandon, what's going on, dude?
My man, Donovan, what's good?
Not too much, man. We're sitting here chilling with the scintillating 7. What's good with you, man?
Oh, I'm enjoying the content. I hope my voice doesn't sound too whiny like the other guy.
Yeah, no one will accuse Brandon of having a nasally voice. That's for sure.
So I was listening to the other guys talk. I had an ex-girlfriend tell me, the moment you realize you can get pussy before you get fed is the moment you won't care about it.
Wow.
And she was... Because how many times have you gentlemen went over to a girl's house? Yeah, we're supposed to be going out to eat first, but you got laid before you ate.
Dude. Oh, all the fucking time, dude.
I talked about this on my show. I told you, like, damn time you can get your dick sucked before you get a woman to make you a meal.
That's right.
And these are the same women demanding to be treated like queens. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, the older these chicks get right now, the easier they are. You know what I'm saying? I love a 35-year-old because I know I'm smashing today. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to smash before you get a chance to go.
Go ahead, Brandon. You got it.
I had a woman literally I had a woman literally tell me at the club a while back that she wouldn't give me head because she didn't know me, but she let me smash in the bathroom. I'm like, what's the logic with these new women?
Oh, she's a lady. I'm not gonna suck your dick, but I will let you smash. Unbelievable.
That happens because sometimes women look at certain things as more intimate. So I had women who would give me head but wouldn't kiss me. You see what I'm saying? So
that's happened a bunch of times.
That's real out here. I swear to God.
All the time. Listen, girls suck more dicks than they kiss lips. Real talk.
Right.
Sucking dick is the new French kiss for these chicks right now. It's so casual.
The Magnificent Seven.
Appreciate it.
Gentlemen of the Magnificent Seven, I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm going to tell y'all I enjoy the content. Mr. Myron Gaines, keep keeping these brothers fit. Mr. Donovan Sharp, y'all keep educating and keep growing this manosphere. Y'all know the rules in Club TSR as always. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and resubscribe. I'm not playing with y'all. Also, become a patron so that way you can get quality content and listen to all these brothers again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Have a good day, gentlemen.
Appreciate it. Big Brandon.
Thanks for the support, Big Brandon.
Bodyguard of
He sound like I want to play a game.
yes. I would, and dude, Brandon's a big dude. He's in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. Let me bring on another caller. It looks like they have blocked.
Oh man! Hey!
I'm not gonna mess with you, bro. If you call,
What was that?
block your number. If you call your show and block my number, I'm gonna absolutely, I'm gonna smoke you. Guys, we are going to leave it right there. We are up against the clock. We greatly. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna let everyone sort of have a last salvo and sort of summarize what we've talked about here. But this has been a fantastic panel. Everyone came with the pain. Everyone came with the knowledge. Thank you guys all. Thank you guys all for being a part of this. Kevin, what are your final thoughts on today's topic?
Don't quit. Get a coach. I'm sorry. I'm running in between, but quitting. Okay, some men. There's an old quote that says some guys die at 25 but aren't buried till 75. If you quit, then what's the option? You're just watching life go by until you die. That's weak.
Facts.
Man, wow, very, very good. Jap, what's your final thought?
I just want to say to all the brothers out there, man, stay active, stay currently talking to chicks, stay in chicks' face. You know what I'm saying? Stay learning. You know what I'm saying? Also, learn how to make a chick earn her way out of the recreational category. That way you'll know whether or not you need to be building with this chick or building her up. Like, go to Donovan's book, you know, how to build a woman in I forgot how many steps or whatever like that. But things like that strengthen your game to where you can have a woman on your program truly. So you just want to make sure y'all using condoms out here, man.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you know, you gotta use. Hey, Solo, you already know, man. Me and Solo, we did this show about the condoms, man. If you're out here and you're active, man, make sure you're using these rubbers. You know what I'm saying? You do not want to permanently attach yourself to a woman who's temporary.
Good stuff, man. Hey, what are your final thoughts on today's topic?
I just want to say to the guys out there that are listening, always remember at the end of the day, you have what it takes to be a man, because if you didn't, you would have never reached the egg. And I'm trying to get it to its lowest thing. Well, a lot of you guys think that you're not men. A lot of you guys always tell yourself that you're not good enough, but you were good enough to reach the egg, and you beat out millions of your brothers and sisters to do that. So always remember, it's finding that lion inside of you and unleashing him versus complaining about these damn women that's not going to do anything to help you grow, man.
Stuff, man. You guys are all coming with the fire. Lucario, final thoughts.
Yeah. Basically, you'll just say that. Remember that your failure or success when it comes to dealing with women is a reflection of you and your game. You understand? So if you're having success, then you're going in that right direction. If you're failing, you can step up certain things to make certain things happen. So always look at yourself and figure out how you can, self-improve more to get a better result with whatever you're doing in the game.
Good stuff, man. Myron, final thoughts.
The thing I want to leave everybody with is, remember this, guys. When you're dealing with women, you need to understand that it's not, oh, I hope she fucking likes me. It's, you're the employer and she's the employee, okay? And when she doesn't do things that a good employee does, you have to be willing to fire fast and hire slow every single time. And that's just how you guys got to treat it when you're with women. And if they are a good employee, then you start trying to see if they deserve to be put on the corporate ladder to up on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? And then you promote her as needed. But the thing is, guys, you got to understand that you're the employer and she's working for you. Because if it's the other way around, you best believe the woman's not going to respect and like you. And we just talked about how important respect is for women. They have to look up to you. So in order for that to happen, you need to be the boss and you need to let her know that she's in an employable state. And more importantly, there are other applicants for this job. That's how you have to treat when you deal with women. And that's going to convey value in itself when you approach it from that premise. Real talk.
And I'm going to piggyback before I get to Solo. My girlfriend literally works for me. She is on my payroll. She gets a paycheck stub. She has a W-2. She is an employee of Donovan Sharp Incorporated. And the reason I want to point that out is because it wasn't easy for her, guys. I've known Dev now for 4 years. And dude, trust and believe, I made her work harder than any man has made her work ever. I made her prove for 18 months that she was on my program before I finally gave her that commitment. She was steadfast. She knew what she wanted, but it all started with me. Just like Jap was saying, you can't be playing Xbox or PlayStation for 18 fucking hours a day with goddamn Cheeto dust on your fingers talking about, bitch, you're going to do what the fuck I said. No, when I met my girl, I was well put together. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew where I was going. I had a drive. I had a purpose. And she said, you know what? I'm going to hitch my wagon to this guy. But I didn't let her just join because she wanted to. Oh, no. She had to prove herself each and every day. And now that I'm at a point where I can actually employ her and use her talents, she is literally on the payroll. But again, I will say it starts with you. And keep in mind, guys, I'm 42. This kind of thing doesn't happen overnight. I know a lot of 27, 28-year-old guys are like, man, I'm going to conquer the world. You will. Just understand it takes time. You're going to fall. You're going to fall. You're going to bust your nose. You're going to skin your knee. Get up, dust yourself off, and keep on going. Solo, what are your final thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I don't think anybody on the panel, besides Lucario, has been rejected more than me. You know what I'm saying? And so the reality is this. One thing I've noticed, and Donovan, I'm pretty sure you have, as well as you other guys, is a lot of guys are dreadfully afraid of getting rejected.
Yes.
Yes. And that's one of the reasons why this whole incel movement the last 5 years has exploded, because guys get rejected once and it crushes them.
Yes.
You know what? Back in the day when I was hitting the field, and I still, you have to have tough skin. And I got rejected a lot. I mean, you guys see me here. I'm not the best looking guy. People call me Kenan Thompson, but you know what? I let my nuts hang. I stand firm, and I'm very confident in myself. And guess what? Yeah, there are going to be nights where you're going to get rejected by 5-10 girls. Those nights happen. Guess what? Even Jordan didn't put up 30 every night. Jordan had bad shooting nights too. Right. You feel me? But you got to have that mindset that even though if I have a bad night, you're going to rebound, and the nenext night you're going to do better. And you know what? A lot of guys, they get one rejection, Donovan, on Tinder, not even in person, but on Tinder. Oh, God.
They start hating women, bro. Hey, I just want to say this real fast. Yeah. Solo, you're on the money, bro. Guys, I'm in Miami. I do night game. That's one of my specialties. I go 1 for 20 to 40 every night for me to find a girl that's down. Donovan goes 1 for 50. We had to talk about this on my podcast. Guys, you have to accept rejection. Solo's so on the money right now. Sorry, bro. I didn't mean to cut you.
Yeah, no. You're gonna, and rejection is part of it. But guess what? Rejection builds character. Because here's the thing. A lot of guys get rejected so much that now all of a sudden these insults, I got rejected by women. How many women did you talk to, approach last week? 2. Oh, only 2. And then both of them he talked to online. Like, that's not, to me, like, I don't even count getting rejected online as a rejection. To me, a rejection is like if I approach a woman face to face. Online, that shit is for the birds. So a lot of guys are dreadfully afraid of rejection. That's one of the reasons why you have such a rise in these movements. And I think that people got to realize that, you know what, as a guy, especially if you're a young guy in your 20s, you're going to get rejected a lot. Of course. I saw a video about this guy talking about how he pledged his allegiance to Lucifer. He was some sort of incel because he keeps getting rejected. And here's the reality. His name is Oreo Man or some stuff like that. If you get rejected, now all of a sudden you got rejected once or twice, and now you want to go monk mode for life? Stop it. Stop being disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? Put in the work, grind it out. But anyway, my name is Solo TV 84. I'll be having an after show. It's going to be entertaining, so make sure y'all tune into that as well.
Yeah. Be sure to tune into that. And obviously, everybody's links are in the chat. A special thanks goes out to all of these super chatters. I'm going to read them off here. Give me 2 seconds. I just had it. Mr. Couch, the free agent, Grown Man Business, Cowdentious, but I'll be great. Justin March, Colonel Sanders the 16th, Shima Holmes, French, Chris Von Erich, Charles Reinhardt, Logical Wavo, Tom Brokaw, Lou Daddy, Technomates B5, Grovelite, Harold Legerm, Tom A, Medinaha, J3, Quarantino de Guad, Merciless 6, Vin C, Cowdentious again, Technomates B85 again, Cigar Man 85, Unique 79, Eric Macedo, Medinaha, Grovelite, Tom A, Brown Hornet, 1975, Xanatos Clutch, Danny Arnold, Robert Letterer, Dirty D Rodney, Papa Smokin' Ghost, Andres Castro, Medinaha, Logical Wavo, Nolan Baptiste,
Xanatos,
Chris Michaels, and Avid Hiker. We had one more. Pop and Smoke said 60+ million abortions. Be glad you are here. Real talk. Gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. We will see you guys back here next week. Same bat time, same bat time. Be sure to tune into Solo TV 84 after party, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.